Hello and welcome. It is 3 o'clock. It is the 13th day of May 2021. I am the Grumpy Guide to all things gaming, the M in migraine, and today I'm drinking water. Support me. Water, 'cause you're free. So let's take a break from the controversy and address a subject that popped up in my brain the other day, and I've kind of been percolating on it. And I'm not sure how to address it because I don't know if it's been done or not. I would think it's been done, but maybe it hasn't. So, question. Has anybody cribbed ideas from video games for their role-playing game? I mean, we know there are role-playing game IPs that have been turned, video game IPs that have been turned into role-playing games, like the World of Warcraft role-playing game. But what if some of the ideas that you could take as a GM from an ARPG, crib them and convert them to your RPG? And the first two I was thinking of was the most what's the word I'm looking for? The ones that affect the game the least, but still seem to be worth the most to players of video games. And how could we interpret them into role-playing? And that's achievements and cosmetic upgrades. Because if you've ever played any video game, especially any video game that's come out with the last couple of years, and any ARPG that's come out in the last couple of years, cosmetic upgrades are huge. I mean, they're a form of currency in some video games. I mean, the whole hat thing from Fortnite and stuff like that. Was it Fortnite that had the hat thing? It was a different video game. But whatever. And a cosmetic doesn't have any effect on the rules whatsoever. I've got a hat. I've got a hat with a feather. I've got a hat with a feather and a fake mustache. But they definitely have an influence on how people play the game. People will donate hours and hours and hours of grinding to get a cosmetic, even though the cosmetic doesn't affect the actual gameplay whatsoever. It just makes them look cool. And another one is achievements. You get achievements all the time. Cut down 20 trees. Achievement. Kill 80 wolves. Achievement. Talk to 14 NPCs. Achievement. What do achievements get you? Nothing. Nothing. They get you absolutely nothing other than the joy of getting them. How could we interpret these to an RPG? And if it has been done, let me know. I mean, maybe it already has been done. The first one would be achievements. And the way I would put in achievements is pretty much achievements equal rep. And the higher your achievements, the higher your rep. And the higher your rep, the better chances you have to get stuff from NPCs you're dealing with. So that would be one thing I would definitely think I could, adapt to any RPG. You've saved 8 school children. You've earned the crossing guard achievement. Your reputation with children has gone up. Your reputation with teachers has gone up. Your reputation with the police has gone up, because I'm thinking superheroes for some reason. I don't know why. So the next time you interact with a police officer, they're going to remember, because of your reputation, because you have the crossing guard achievement, that you did something to save kids, and then they're more likely to give you information. To use D&D, our favorite, game of talking, NPCs, NPC shopkeepers, the player character's favorite person, the NPC shopkeeper. Achievements equal rep. Rep means that the NPCs might be more willing to cut down the price of things, might increase the chances of having things, and might be more willing to tell you things. So let's look at those three. Might be more willing to tell you things. Here's a great way for you, the GM, to give them hints in your game. The higher their reputation with the NPCs because of their achievements means you can have the NPC tell them more shit, especially if it's an NPC they've frequently visited. Bob the shopkeeper might know more about what's going on in the world and might be more willing to share gossip with them if they visited Bob the shopkeeper 20 times, as opposed to the very first time they came in, because their reputation has gone up with Bob because of their achievements. Second one, reducing the price of shit. You know, the X costs 20 coins the first time they go in the shop. They don't have 20 coins. But by increasing their reputation, by accomplishing achievements, the price of the X will come down. So the next time they go in, it's 10 coins because, hey, you're the guy who did the thing, so I'm going to discount you the price because I love you, because you did the thing, and for some reason I've got a vaguely Italian accent, and I don't know why. So there you go. Third one, having things they didn't have before. This is a big one, especially in fantasy, because how many times have we had a player character go, do they have any magic items? Dude, the shoe store is not going to have magic items. But it could. What if your reputation was high enough that because of the achievements that increases the chances of today is the day the shoe store happens to have that magic pair of shoes? Think about it. The second one is cosmetic rewards. Cosmetic rewards are huge in video games. As I said in the beginning of this, people will dedicate hours and hours and hours to grinding in video games to get a stupid hat or a pair of boots or a glowing aura around their character. What effect does this have for the mechanics of the games? Nothing. If anything, they actually slow the game down because it's more pixels your computer's having to deal with. Oh, fuck, he bought a goddamn cloak for his goddamn pixel now. That's 20 pixels. Yesterday it was 10 pixels. I gotta grind that much harder. But thanks to the introduction of like Xanthar's Guide to Everything, where we had the magic items like the, dust of flavor changing and the, pipe of bubbles and whatever, you could give cosmetic rewards that don't have any effect on the actual mechanics of the pluses and minuses to the game, but seem cool and not be something you could, they could be rewards, they could be things they find. You could find a magic cloak that does nothing but moves as if there's always a breeze. Now, that can make a huge difference. Like, yeah, I'm a hero boy. Or a pipe that makes bubbles because it's cool. It doesn't have any effect. Every time you step, there's a glowing footprints behind you. It doesn't have any effect of the actual game, but maybe it gives a little extra sense of, extra second of light, or it makes it a little easier to see where you came from, or makes it a little easier for your friends to see where you are in the dark. Makes it a little easier for the bad guys to shoot you because now you've got these glowing footsteps following you. Maybe you have a pet. Pets would be another great cosmetic reward. As long as it's a pet that doesn't actually affect the game. I mean, you could have this little rat following you around. What does it do? Nothing. Rat stuff. It's a rat. It has no effect on the game whatsoever. If I tell it to do something, it looks at me and then goes, dude, where's the cheese? Because it's not an advantage for my character. It's just a cosmetic reward that I have this weird glowing two-headed rat that, every hour breathes fire as part of the cosmetic coolness. And my two-headed rat is way cooler than Bob's normal rat. And then Cindy over here is like, oh yeah, well, your two-headed rat that breathes fire, that's nothing. My rat has wings. Think about it. So anyways, it's just a thought experiment. If you know of any role-playing game that has done achievements and cosmetic rewards for their characters, let me know. It's just an interesting idea that's percolating in my head. Maybe we'll visit this again. I mean, the next thing we could talk about is like pets and hirelings as rewards for player characters that don't actually affect the game whatsoever. But it's just a way that you could give them a little, good on you without actually affecting the game, because video games have shown us that the collecting mentality of our players will be that they will just obsess over getting something that is utterly ridiculous and pointless, like the glowing hat. If you appreciate this content, let me know. If you think I'm just blowing smoke out of my hat, let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. 400 subs, 500 by August 4th. And I will talk to you later. I'm going to go lay down because I have a headache. You know what I need? I need a cosmetic thing through my head to stop having these headaches. Get off my land.